All right, let's talk about a huge decision for anyone using SAP S/4HANA: how you deploy your transportation management system. Get this right, and you're setting up your supply chain for success. But if you get it wrong, well, you could be building on a pretty shaky foundation. So, we're going to break down how you can make the right strategic choice for your business. So, you're making the move to the S/4HANA platform. That's fantastic, a huge step forward. But it brings up a really critical question for your logistics team. How are we going to handle transportation management? And trust me, this is way more than just a small detail. The choice you make here is going to define your entire supply chain for years to come. So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at the big picture, why this is such a critical crossroads. Then we'll dive deep into the two main models, what they call in-stack and extra-stack. After that, we'll put them head-to-head to help you choose your path. And then we'll wrap up with the real nitty-gritty: data, integration, and migration. Okay, let's set the stage. You're really at a fork in the road here. And this decision isn't just about some technical setting, it's a fundamental strategic choice that's going to shape the way your entire logistics operation works. So, what is transportation management, or TM, anyway? Well, think of it as the brain of your logistics operation. It's the engine that handles everything from planning your shipments and creating freight orders all the way to connecting with your carriers. And it does it all to make sure you're running as efficiently as possible. And this is the heart of the matter. It's not as simple as just flipping a switch. You've got two main paths, in-stack or extra-stack. And whichever one you choose will have these massive ripple effects on your system architecture, how your data flows, and critically, your ability to scale things up in the future. First up, let's dig into the in-stack model. This is what we call the embedded approach, where your TM system is built right into the core of your S/4HANA environment. It's all about creating one seamless, unified system. Think of it like this. It's having all your essential tools in a single, perfectly organized toolbox. TBM isn't some separate add-on you have to connect. It's literally woven into the fabric of your main system. This completely gets rid of the need for those complex and sometimes fragile connections to an outside platform. So what's the big draw here? Well, it really all boils down to two things: simplicity and speed. Because TM is embedded, your whole architecture is just cleaner. You don't have to worry about replicating data, which means your crucial master data, customers, materials, it's all available instantly. And that leads directly to faster processing for all your key transportation tasks. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin, the extra stack model. This approach is really designed for bigger organizations that need a powerful, centralized logistics hub to manage a lot of complexity and scale. This model basically creates a central command center for your entire transportation network. The TMS system is its own separate thing, and it connects to one or even many ERP systems, whether that's S/4HANA or even older versions. It becomes the single source of truth for all of your transportation planning across the whole company. So when does this make sense? Well, as you can see, it's perfect for complex situations. If you're a global company juggling multiple ERPs, or you need to centralize logistics for different business units, this is your answer. It's also a great way to get the power of advanced TM features, even if your main ERP isn't on S/4HANA just yet. Okay, so we've seen the what, but now let's talk about the how. How do you actually figure out which of these two paths is the right one for your company? It really comes down to asking the right questions. This comparison chart really lays out the trade-offs perfectly. On one side, you've got in-stack, with its beautifully simple single system architecture. No data replication needed, perfect for a single S/4HANA instance. On the other side, extra-stack is built for complexity. It's that central hub that can manage a diverse, multi-ERP landscape, but it does require data integration to make it all work. So, look. If there's one key question to ask your team, it's this one right here. Do you need to manage transportation across a bunch of different business units or even different ERP systems? If the answer to that is a clear yes, then your compass is pointing directly towards the extra stack model. It's just the more robust and scalable way to go for that kind of complexity. And we absolutely have to talk about licensing, because this is a critical piece of the puzzle. Your standard S/4HANA license gets you what's called basic TM in that in-stack model. But the real power of the system, I'm talking advanced planning, carrier selection, freight tendering, that stuff requires an advanced license. And that's true no matter which deployment model you end up choosing. Okay, let's wrap this up with the practical stuff. Once you've picked your model, how do you actually get the systems talking to each other? And how do you plan for a smooth transition? For any of those extra stack setups connected to S/4HANA, the key piece of tech you need to know about is the Data Replication Framework, or DRF. Don't let the name intimidate you. It's basically the modern, standard tool that keeps all your critical data, both master and transactional, perfectly in sync between your central TM hub and your other systems. And what's really great is that no matter where you're starting from, SAP has a defined path forward. This table here just outlines the most common scenarios. The big takeaway is simple. Just follow the guidance from SAP's migration tools and pay really close attention to the specific SAP notes for your situation. At the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. Really getting a handle on these two deployment models isn't just some academic exercise. It is absolutely essential for designing a logistics solution that's not only efficient right now, but also scalable enough to grow with your business into the future. So, as you're thinking all this over, I want you to think beyond just the immediate project. The architecture decision you're making today will directly define your company's logistical agility and its competitive edge for the next decade. So the real question you have to ask is, are you building a foundation that's truly ready for the future?